I've said it before and I'll say it again. Go where you're celebrated, not just tolerated. Choose what chooses you, because being included isn't the same as being valued. You shouldn't have to shrink or prove your worth just to be allowed in the room. Be yourself, always. The right people, your people, will make you feel seen without you having to beg for it. And the right spaces will feel like peace, not performance. Choose people and spaces that choose you. The real, authentic you.
Throwing bomb beauty tips like confetti. Renee Vaughn. Yeah, Renee Vaughn.
Hey Beaten Bombays, Grenade Mar here, and I'm back with another bomb video. So today's video is all about healing, okay? I'm currently going through a healing process myself, and some of these clips in this video have really helped me. So if you know you're on your own path to healing, just know that you are not alone.
Me for that feeling, both us fighting. Could he try? Most likely.
Trying to see if you can handle the stress. Probably give us a panic attack. Sorry if I gave a random erection. Probably thinking I'm a telekinetic. Oh, wait, you a fan of the magic? Poof, pussy like an Alakazam. I heard from a friend of a friend that dick was a 10 out of 10.
I'm bulletproof, nothing to lose. Far away, far away.
I suggest that you get up in the morning and the first thing you do is you go to the mirror. Before you go to the bathroom or do anything, you know, when you're really at your most delightful, go to the mirror and say, I love you. And what can I do for you today to make you happy? And you may not get an answer for a while because that part of you doesn't trust you. But if you start doing that, you'll find a very good connection. A very healing thing to do is just a couple of times a day for a month or so is to look in a mirror in your own eyes and say, I love you. I really, really love you. And just let all those feelings come up and notice them. And if it's difficult for you to do that, notice that it's difficult for you to look in your own eyes and say, I love you. And ask yourself, now where did that nonsense come from? Remember, little tiny babies, when they're born, they absolutely adore themselves. And they're totally open, and they're full of love. They express themselves freely. They ask for what they want. They love their bodies from the top of the toe to the top of their head to the tip of their toes, because nobody's taught them guilt and shame. They know how wonderful they are. And then somewhere along the line, we get this idea that we're not good enough. And we start putting our tape measures around our waistline to tell us if we're acceptable. Or we read magazines that say we have to be a certain height or a certain weight before we're acceptable. Or we listen to the media that says we have to use a certain deodorant before we're acceptable. You know, it just doesn't make sense. We are absolutely divine, magnificent expressions of life, all of us.
So a couple days ago, I made a video on Strict Babe 101 talking about relationships. I wanted to talk about the most important relationship you'll ever have and the most long-lasting one, and that is with yourself. Because you do not actually have enemies, you do not actually have evil eye. Most of the time, it is your own lack of self-discipline, lack of self-compassion, lack of everything that is holding you back. So let me show you how to be strict with yourself. Number one is don't do it later, do it now. If you have especially a small task to do that takes you less than 10 minutes to do it now. Do not wait, do not take a nap, do not say, oh, I'm going to do it later. Do it now. Because by the time you do it later, you're going to have 20 things on your list, you're going to be overwhelmed, and you're not going to be able to do any of it, and nothing's going to get done. The second option is kind of like the first, but different. There's no option. There's no not doing anything. It's either option A or option B. This also makes it easier to get tasks done. Let's say you have a lot of schoolwork to do. You also have to go to the gym. You could say, okay, either I'm going to go to the gym or I'm going to do schoolwork. It's either option A or option B. There's no. Number 3, every day, spend 10 minutes cleaning or organizing when you wake up and right before you go to bed. Especially for me, when I get in the morning, after I do my makeup, my bathroom is a mess. And I just find when I quickly clean everything right before I leave, I feel so much better when I get back. And then even like when you clean everything, just organizing a little bit right before you go to bed, you wake up in a much better mood, in a much clearer headspace. I'm going to make another video on this, on the productivity menu. There should be some videos on it on TikTok already. And it also kind of goes into either option A or option B, but make a list of 10 things that make you productive, and that's things you could do every single day. And every day, choose 3 to 5 things that you are going to do and complete that day. Number 5, stop lurking exes, ex-friends, and people you don't like. I used to be in this, and I realized I was addicted to constantly lurking people that were in my past and people that I didn't even really care about anymore, but I was just always on their page thinking about what they were doing, and it was not helping me. So I literally just stopped. Whenever I got the urge to look at their page or do something like that, I decided to do something else that was productive, and by the time I did the thing that was productive, I didn't feel the need to look at what they were doing. It just fuels everything with negativity, especially when you wake up, first thing you do, when you go to sleep, for last thing you do. It's putting negative thoughts in your brain. Number 6, get ready every day, even if you're just staying home. You don't always have to do a full face, but at least put some clothes on, take a shower, eat, do what you need to do. Because if you are staying in the same clothes you are sleeping in, if you are not showering, if you're not getting ready, your brain is going to think you are still sleeping and you aren't going to be able to be as productive and you're not going to feel as good. Look good, feel good. Number 7 is exercise for at least 30 minutes a day. You don't have to go to the gym if you're not a gym person. Not everyone's a gym person. But at least take a walk. At least do some stretches. Do something. Move your body in some way. The older you get, your body isn't going to be able to move the same, and your exercising will clear your mind. It will do stuff for your mental state. It is the best thing to do. Take a walk, go to the gym, do what you need to do, 30 minutes a day. Number 8 is 5 cups of water before you could have some sort of alternative. I used to really like pop. I still like my little San Pellegrinos and juice and bubble tea. But then you start getting addicted to the sweet stuff and you're not having enough water because you're always drinking the sugary drinks. So if you're someone who drinks a lot of coffee or bubble tea or whatever it might be, for every sugary drink you need to have 5 cups of water before you could have the next drink. And the last one is 30 minutes of phone use. This is when you're trying to be productive. Means 2 hours of schoolwork or work. There's a studying method that has to do with this. If you guys want to look it up, I don't know what it's called. But if you're trying to do schoolwork, if you're trying to get work done, if you're on your phone for 30 minutes, you have to do 2 hours of work, and then you could use your phone for 30 minutes again. And I promise you, everything will get done in 4 hours. Be strict with yourself, babe.
Ladies, I beg of you, stop telling that man how much he hurt you. Leave with your dignity. That man does not care about how he has made you feel, because if he had cared, you would not be sitting here with a laundry list of all the ways he's hurt you that you want to communicate with him. And I want to be very clear in saying he does not care. I think it's very important for me to burst that bubble of hope that women have, that they think if they communicate to a man how he's made them feel, how they feel, and how they would have cared for him, that it will make him have a change of heart. It will not. So many women want to have this kind of conversation with a man when they're at the end of dating him that literally kind of goes along the lines of, I really loved you and, you did this to me and I would have done anything for you. And, I wanted to have this with you. And in my mind, I was thinking we were going to be this and I was ready to give you everything. Baby, he knows. That's why he dog walked you. Because he knows the only reason that you are leaving now is because you have absolutely no choice. He has rubbed your face in the mud. And he also knows that this speech of yours is a last-ditch attempt to see if he might could change his mind. That man is taking pleasure from you humiliating yourself. Please stop it. If he cared, you would not be in the situation that you are in right now. Stop thinking that men don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they are doing, and they know exactly what you are willing to put up with. Men deliberately do shady things to test the waters to see what your rebuttal is going to be. And when they've done a few of those and your rebuttal is to do nothing but moan, whinge, complain, they're like, aha, because they know they got you right where they want you. One thing as women we need to understand is men like to have women on standby. So men are never really completely single. They always have women in the background. They don't mind having a woman around a lot of times. They just don't want the commitment. And often they don't want to be tied to one woman only. Men love the freedom to move around. So oftentimes, just as you as a woman who has dated this man have these feelings for him, there are multiple other women who at the same time as you, or just before you, or just after, are going to have the exact same feelings and experience with this man that you are having. You are not special. Well, you are special, but you are not special to this man. And what is going to happen is you are going to pour your heart out. Nothing is going to change. So you will either just completely stop talking as you were going in that direction anyway, or you will continue the back and forth where he's dog walking you. Those are your only two options. That speech is not going to make him become who you want him to be, just to be very clear. So anyway, what's going to happen is when you say this speech and everything, and you know, the thing runs its course and you eventually do stop speaking to him and you go through and hopefully heal and look back, you are not going to be able to pass that man and hold your head up high or with your chest back, because he is going to know that you are rolling back on the floor, forth on the floor, wanting to be with him so badly. Like, yes, we all lose a bit of pride when we're in the process of a breakup with a man that we care for, but hold on to a little bit left of your pride. Please, I beg you. If you are in this position, do not send this message, because when you have recovered from this man, if you ever see him or if your name ever comes up in conversation, you do not want your name to come up as bottom barrel. Maintain your self-love and your self-respect. Type the message in your phone. Do not send it. If I can tell you one thing that I would love for you to just keep hold of, he doesn't care. Just keep telling yourself he doesn't care. And I know it sounds heartless, but it will save you a world of shame and pain, because I love you deep and I need you to hear this. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
If you haven't started wearing wigs or doing acrylic nails or doing lashes yet,
when you're not used to your natural face, you start to dislike it. In that video, she talked about how if you wear lashes, nails, lace fronts, all this other stuff, how you should take breaks, because a lot of times when you do take those breaks, you have to look at your natural face, and a lot of times we're not used to it and we tend to dislike it, and I completely agree. So I'm currently about to go through a lash break. I'm about to get my lashes removed. It's nothing necessarily wrong with them, but I've been doing lashes for months and I honestly don't remember what my natural lashes look like. And I remember, like, if I look at videos of my natural lashes, I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so tired, I look so drained, I just don't look pretty. Same thing with me now. I know this is the weave, but this is more of a natural style, a lot more natural than I'm used to. I am a lace front girly. I've been a lace front girly for a long time, and even when I got these braids, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like how my face looks. My head is so big, like, but it's me, it's how I naturally look. But with these things, with such as weaves and such as lashes, we're able to make ourselves look a certain way, and it's okay to do that. I'm not trying to say get rid of the lashes completely, get rid of the nails, all the other stuff completely, but I do definitely recommend to take breaks, just so when you look like your natural self, when you are in your natural state, it's not a jump scare. Because for a lot of people, when they're completely natural for themselves, it's a jump scare because they're not used to that.
Okay, the dream girl is not the girl who doesn't care, pretends not to care, plays these little childish mind games. No. The dream girl cares. She cares a lot. She cares about the people in her life. She cares about where her life is going. She cares about her passions, her dreams, her goals. She cares. She cares a lot about herself. She cares about herself, and she prioritizes herself. And in return, the man prioritizes her. In return, the man chases her. Ladies, men do not want to be with the good golden retriever girl. Men's dream girl is not the girl that runs after them and panders them. I've said this in my videos so many times. Men do not like women that desire them. I'm going to say that again. Men do not like women that desire them. When a man knows a woman desires him first, and she's actively pursuing him, and she's sending him signals that she's very interested, it actually makes him anxious. Yeah, it causes anxiety in men. This is psychological. This is how their brain works, by the way. Everything that I say is not just like out of thin air psychology. This is men's psychology, and they will be in the comments right now. They will go in the comments right now and try and deny until they're blue in the face, but it's just funny. It's just so funny because men do not like it when you crack the code. Men do not like it when you tap into their mind, when you're able to know how they are thinking. They don't like it. Well, I have access to a lot of knowledge and some amazing people, so I choose to go out and learn. So everything I say, ladies, is not just plucked out of thin air. This is men's psychology, and you need to know this, and young women need to know this, so that you are not wasting your good years on these men who do not give an F about you and never will. Men do not like women who are nice to them. Men's dream girl is the girl who is selfish and she does not care. Because the more you care, the less he will care. It causes anxiety in them when they know a woman desires them. It makes them feel anxious. It makes them start to question, why does this woman desire me? What is this? How come she desires me? What does she want from me? These are the vulnerable parts of men that they don't want you to know, and they are never ever going to reveal to you, by the way. Ladies, good women, nice girls, finish last. I cannot tell you how many girls I know that were the golden retriever girlfriends. They were loving and kind, and they did everything right, and they went above and beyond for this man, and in the end he left her. In the end he cheated on her with some girl who does not give an F about him. What you need to understand about men is that everything that they say to you, flip it. Flip it. They say things because they are not where they need to be. They are not where they want to be. Every man, if he had the opportunity right now, ladies, and I want you all to listen. I want you all to listen to me loud and clear right now. Every single man right now, if he had the chance to, he had the opportunity to, and he had the access to, and he had the resources to be this successful, high value, top 20/10% man, whatever you want to call them, and have access to all these shiny things, to all these beautiful women from all over the world, they will take it. Because ultimately, that is what every man is striving for. Every man is striving for that. Selfish, they are surface level, and they are shallow. They are shallow as hell. They care about how you look. Yes, they do. And I know I'm going to get women in the comments being like, no, my husband said I'm beautiful. Either way, I put on weight, and he says I'm still beautiful. No, he's never, ever, ever going to tell you the truth. Men want women that are unattainable. They want what they can't have. If they had a chance, they would go for it. They would leave you in a heartbeat. He is with you because of his circumstances. He cannot afford to leave. If he had the chance and the stars aligned for him, he would leave you in a heartbeat to get a taste of what is out there. That is why you never, ever center your life around a man.
My therapist taught me this, and it's about accepting the seasons. Weather can never be the same. It can never rain all day, every day, like we'd flood. So maybe you're in a season, but the weather always has to change. What can you be doing in this season? Because it's definitely not going to change if you're not figuring out what lesson you need to have in this season. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the seasons are for growth. Think about a plant.
If it never rained, the plant's not growing. Wow. But nobody likes the rain. It's not giving. Some people love it though. Some people find a way to be happy in the rain. So what are you doing in the rain?
It's hard to bring self-love into a relationship where it wasn't present at first, because now you're confusing this other person. If this is someone who is not doing their work, when you start to bring self-love into a relationship where there was none, you spark confusion. Because who are you? What are you doing? You're setting boundaries? What's that? You're thinking about yourself? Who's been in your ear? What you been listening to? This is what I received when I was in a relationship, and I started to love myself. And so we can take this on a societal scale, right? As a divine feminine is finding her way back into her heart, look at the way society reacts to an empowered woman.
How to raise your value in relationships. Simple. Become the best version of yourself. There's no tricks or tips to this. You can't want to be valued if you're not going to value yourself and transform yourself into the woman that's open to receiving and deserves to be valued.
3 things I wish I knew in my early 20s. Cut your family off. Hear me out. If your family is toxic, do not be afraid to cut them off. The best decision I have ever made was no longer spinning the block with my own relatives. I am not going to take several steps back in my healing journey by trying to heal in the same place that hurt me. Number 2, stop seeking approval from people that are not living your life. I cannot tell you how many people I know that genuinely do not make decisions without getting approval from family. Baby, you 36. I'm not asking you about anything I'm doing in my life. I'm telling you. And you'll be lucky if I do that. Number 3, your journey is not supposed to look like theirs. Everybody is not supposed to be in the same place or moving at the same pace. Nobody is doing better than you. You can only do better than you, because the grass that looks greener just might be fake.
I stopped sitting down and being upset and feeling sorry for myself. I took accountability and said, you know what? I literally do everything. So why am I sitting here upset? If this is not treating me the way I want to be treated right now, I need to go where I'm loved. I need to go where I'm seen. I need to go and do other things that I love.
Hey girl, I was calling you because I know that you're in a season of trying to reinvent yourself and becoming the best version of yourself. And I was really just thinking about how I completely identity switched and reinvented myself. And I wanted to give you some tips on how I did it. I just feel like if I can do it, then anybody can do it, because you know my story. I literally used to whiten teeth. I used to bartend. I was a server. And then I worked for my family's company. I worked in construction. And I was like, you know what? It's time to take a chance on myself and become a full-time creator, because that's what I love to do. I know you can't talk for long right now, so I'm gonna try to be as quick as possible. Literally the first thing you want to do is like write out who you want to become and get so specific about who that person is. I honestly like to think about who I'm gonna be 10 years from now, and you know I like to call this my higher self. Another super important thing that you want to do, and this is going to be kind of hard, but you want to tune out people that are closest to you, because a lot of people are not going to understand why you're trying to change yourself or reinvent yourself, especially like your family and friends. They don't always get it. You really just need to tune those people out and focus on the you that you're trying to become. And girl, when you're doing this, you have to go balls to the wall. Like I'm talking, do not settle for some watered down version of your dreams. Honestly, sis, some of the best advice I can give you for reinventing yourself is just to throw your whole life away. Like throw the old you away in the trash, in the garbage. No more. Doesn't exist. Because what you don't need to be doing is focusing on who you used to be. And oh my gosh, girl, I done told you about them friends. Please stop hanging around people that are only gonna see you for who you used to be. They're literally going to hold you back. Honestly, sis, you need to strengthen your relationship with God, because when you know who God wants you to be, it's so much easier for you to become the person that you want, because you'll be in alignment with what He wants for you. Honestly, there's so much more we could talk about, but I know you have to go, so I'm not gonna hold you up. Okay, go ahead and get back to what you were doing. I love you. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.
If you want to elevate your life, do these things that I'm about to list. First things first, I want you to wake up and truly start your day earlier than you usually do. Such a game changer. Read that Bible, sis. Build a closer relationship with God, because honestly, you can only go so far doing things by yourself. But also, I want you to read other books, like self-help books that help educate yourself. Be intentional about practicing mindfulness daily. For my homebodies, sis, It's time to get out and start networking. Go outside, meet some new people. Take yourself out on dates. Talk to the waiters. Compliment people in the grocery store. Be intentional. Do some acts of service. Boost that confidence to where you can actually just flow and nourish and own the room in every room that you step into. Literally get out there, sis. Do things for yourself that make you feel good. Whether that is going to get your nails done, going to get a pedicure, going to get your hair done, going to get facials, taking yourself out on a date, dressing yourself up, making yourself feel good. When you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you do good. I want you to work out. Always incorporate some type of movement into your routine. You need to be outside getting some vitamin D. You need to be moving your body, keeping your heart pumping and flowing, creating a healthy lifestyle and catered to you. Spend some money, sis. Be intentional with how you're spending money and where you're investing your money. Literally make sure you're checking over your statements. But also, too, while you're spending money, I want you to be able to create a budget plan for yourself for the month and also save some money. Limit people's access to you, sis. Everybody doesn't deserve your energy. Everybody doesn't deserve to be around you. You are resourceful. Understand your innate value. Understand your worth. Powerful you truly are. And how it's a true gift to actually have you in their life. Sis, you always talking about you ain't got no money, but every time I check your story, you posting some food, you posting what you eating. Sis, I need for you to start meal prepping. Meal prepping will save you a lot more money, and it'll actually help you be more intentional with living a healthy lifestyle and giving your body the right nutrients that you actually need to absorb every single day. Sis, you're constantly complaining about how people get you out of character, how people have done this and that to you. But the truth of the matter is you need to learn how to regulate your nervous system so that you can be still. You can approach situations from a calm manner, and you can learn how to respond and react to situations accordingly and not act off of impulse. It's super, super important. Learn how to quiet your mind. Learn how to be still. Stop running from those feelings and just face it. In order for you to heal it, you got to feel it, okay?
You don't want them. You want them to want you because your abandonment wounds from childhood made you hyperfixated on being chosen. So how do I love myself? How do I choose myself? This is the overwhelming question that you guys keep leaving in the comments. So I'm going to talk a little bit about it. For me, the biggest way that I started choosing myself was to learn when to let go. You choose yourself by choosing all of you. Right now, the majority of us choose certain parts of us that have been deemed acceptable, that have been validated throughout our life. But the parts that we find hard to choose are our shadow aspects, the parts of us that we shove down, the painful parts, the ugly parts. That's the part that we have to choose in order to be confident in relationships. Here's an example from my own personal experiences. So when I would date in the past, I would not choose myself when it came time for maybe a kiss or some intimacy. Someone would interact it and I wasn't ready. I would still go on and do it even though I wasn't ready because I was so scared that if I didn't do it, they wouldn't choose me. I was so scared that if I didn't abandon myself and what I really wanted to do, if I didn't abandon my own needs and boundaries, that I would be abandoned by them. So that obviously caused a lot of pain over and over. I kept doing things that I didn't really want to do, and then I would expect stuff and get attached, and then it wouldn't happen, and I kept blaming the other person, but the person who needed to take control and choose me was me. I had to finally see this pattern. When I do stuff, when I'm intimate before I'm ready, it turns out really bad. So I have to set boundaries and be willing to say, fine, you can walk away. I'm not ready to do this, but if you need this right now, you can walk away. I choose me.
Who's calling that? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit? Who? Hey. Is it Stacy?
And I shows that we ain't gonna stand shit. Shows that we are united. Shows that we ain't gonna take it. Shows that we ain't gonna stand shit. Shows that we are united. From my hometown, made memories are fresh. From my hometown, ooh, the people I met.
If you ever wonder what it looked like for someone to love you unconditionally, this is what it looks like.
This woman's work, this woman's work. I know you've got a real one.
the best revenge is your glow up. Let's talk about how to heal and level up the feminine way. Class is in session. The way you heal at the heartbreak determines your next chapter. Ladies, we got to talk about the healing and the glow up that should happen at the heartbreak, because too many women stay stuck in pain and waiting for closure, or keep on thinking about what they lost. But let me tell you something, the real flex is how you level up and you never become a woman that he has access to again. Let's get it. Class is in session. And let's talk about first why so many women stay stuck after heartbreak. Too many women are focusing on the loss instead of the lesson. Remember I said take your L, and you know I'm not talking about no loss. Too much time overanalyzing, replaying conversations in your head and saying, why did he do me that way? But the truth is, your healing is not about him. It's about you. And if you want to come out of this better and not bitter, you need a game plan. All right, y'all. I'm giving you the 3 tips to help heal and glow up after heartbreak. Let's get into this lesson. To cut emotional access. Ain't no closure talks. You don't need to meet up. A high-value woman doesn't wait for closure. She creates it. I'm done. You don't need a last call, text, conversation. You're just done. Block, unfollow, and remove reminders. That's the tip. The relationship ended for a reason. Stop reopening the wound. And then 2, ladies, you have to heal and level up in silence, and you pop out. The best transformation comes when no one sees it coming. Don't waste time trying to prove your glow up. Just be the woman you were meant to be. So instead of posting those I'm doing better messages, ladies, I want you to actually do better. Hit the gym, drink your water, mind your business, glow up. Build your confidence and know that you're doing it for you, not for him. Then, ladies, I want you to shift from what I lost to what I gained. Remember, heartbreak is not just an ending. It's a new beginning for you. Focus on the lesson learned and not what you lost. You're a divine feminine woman. You believe that what's meant for you will never miss you. That wasn't meant for you. I have homework. I want you to write down 3 lessons that relationship taught you. And if you need help in this area, ladies, DM me. We're going to get you through. Because we're going to use those 3 lessons as fuel to build a life that aligns with what we want and what we deserve. Aligning with our highest self. Remember, ladies, the best revenge is getting back to yourself and then being the best version of you and never needing him again. Heal and glow up and let that be your only response. All right, and if y'all receive this message in the comments, I want you to write glow up. And ladies, if you need help in this area, DM me. I'm here to help. Class is dismissed. Bye, y'all.
I forgive myself for not knowing sooner, for loving the wrong people, for staying too long in places I should have left. I no longer carry guilt for things that made me grow. I forgive myself for being human, for learning through mistakes, for breaking, for healing, for trying again. I won't be my own punishment. I'll be my own grace. It's Poetic Sparkles.
When you go from being broken to being healed, there is this line, right? There's this line of history of all the things that I used to be, all the bad habits that I used to have, all the abandonment issues, all the brokenness, all the childhood trauma, all the rejection, all of it. There's a line, right? There's all my history and all the men that I used to attract, all the men I asked God to deliver me from, all the abusive and narcissistic and cheating and lying and scheming men that I asked to be delivered from. I had to ask God, make me invisible to anything that is not like you. Make me unattractive. Make me stink to these men so that they do not come to me anymore because I don't want them. Not only that, I started to notice, gosh, I became invisible, right, to so many men because a lot of men are not in the will of God. So once God delivered them from being attracted to me, not only did he have to deliver them from being attracted to me, he had to deliver me from being attracted to them, because I don't think I ever took time to ask God, take away my desire, my appetite, my enthusiasm for men that reject me, abuse me, treat me like shit, make me have to prove myself and win love from them. I had to be delivered from that too, because it was all that I ever knew. Now, when you get delivered, right, there's always Egypt, then there's the wilderness, then there's your land overflowing with milk and honey. There is this line. There's this line of who I used to be, and then there is this who I'm becoming and the kind of men that I want to attract. Right now, there's this wilderness. So I have to become comfortable with being by myself, seeking first the kingdom of heaven, focusing on loving myself and loving God, setting so many boundaries to where when a new man comes into my life, I don't lay down my boundaries. I do not make a man into my idol. So that way, when he blesses me with the husband that I prayed for, everything that I wanted and desired, I will not place it above him. Not only that, you have to go through the loneliness, the quietness, the isolation, so that way you don't confuse the two, because right now you are still on the line. This means that I'm not quite who I want to be yet, but I'm not who I used to be. So right now there's too close of a chance that I'll still attract the man rooted in my history, my pain, and my abandonment before I will attract the man that's rooted in my healing, my deliverance, and my breakthrough. Therefore, I need to stay so saturated in the presence of God so that I don't fall into the temptation of the enemy that takes me back to Egypt, into slavery, the brokenness, and the rejection. When you go into isolation, it's really God keeping you for himself, because even though he's delivered you from Egypt, he has to get Egypt out of you. The people who were being delivered from Egypt into the promised land, they stayed in that wilderness for such a long time because there was some uprooting, there was some change that had to be done, there was some breakthrough that needed to be done, so that they didn't take their history into their future. And I'm just saying, when God isolates you, let him. Because you go out of desperation and out of loneliness. Well, why nobody want to talk to me? Nobody pursue me? Because that's not who you're trying to attract anymore. You want to attract someone who's healed, someone who's in the presence of God. God has to give you an appetite for the land overflowing with milk and honey. So you're not desiring wilderness food like manna and quail that came from you when you were in your season of desperation and famine. You're not going to partake in the things that you used to partake in, because God is trying to give you the land overflowing with milk and honey. And it's lonely sometimes. You feel like you're starving sometimes. But I'm trying to tell you, it's better for you to go without than to partake in the things of your slavery and the things of your history and the things that you already asked God to deliver you from, because you'd be just like a dog returning back to its vomit. So when it's all said and done, if God has got you isolated, you are in your season of quietness and stillness, nobody's pursuing you and dating you, perhaps he's trying to get you to cross over into your land overflowing with milk and honey, because the people of your history didn't do anything for you but abuse you, reject you, abandon you, and make you look a fool. And you got to be okay with being by yourself, even when it get quiet, even when you get horny, even when you get lonely, even when you feel afraid and you feel like you just want some company. You got to lean into that. I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to me. Lean into that quietness, because you never had quietness before. You've always went to somebody when you felt alone and isolated. What did that result in? You getting your feelings hurt. You always ran to the world for all the things that you thought you needed, when God is telling you, run to me, run to me. I'm going to give you everything you need. And when you finally are ready, you will be able to cross over into your land overflowing with milk and honey. But as long as you continue to crave slave food, crave the things from your history, the rejection, the abandonment, as long as you go and partake in situations and situationships that don't serve you or serve me, you're going to continue to stay in this wilderness. So thank God for the wilderness, because it means you're crossing over, but you don't want to stay there longer than you have to. So be still. Don't cry about the waiting season. Just wait until God gives it to you. When is your proper time to cross over? When is your proper time to meet your husband, to enter into your land? You will. And you won't be desperate when you do it, because you'd be so focused on being filled by the Holy Spirit, the renewing of your mind, the transformation of your soul, that you won't even realize how far you've traveled from where you used to be to who you are now. So if you're healing, keep on healing. But don't go back to the place that broke you just because you feel isolated. And I'm not just talking about relationships at this point. Don't go back to the old habits of your history, your family, your work, your anything. When God is trying to deliver you from one place to another, there's always going to be a wilderness in between that. And that wilderness, you're going to have to depend on the miracles of heaven. You're going to have to depend on God to be your comfort, to be your light, to be your joy, to be your family, to be your provision, to be your finances, to be your peace of mind. You're going to have to depend on him, because when you are in your wilderness, that's when you need the miracles of heaven. Because when it's finally time for you to cross over, finally time for you to reach your breakthrough, you're going to be overflowing with milk and honey. Everything you need in that land is going to be supplied. Therefore, the miracles are going to cease. And you don't need to be looking forward to miracles when God is already giving you an abundant land overflowing with milk and honey. Be patient and be still.
Y'all, somebody said this to me today, and I was like, okay, check me. To heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. And for the girls that get it, the girls that get it, understand. And that's for everybody. In order for you to heal a wound, you have to stop touching it. Not put a fucking Band-Aid over it and keep checking to see, is it healed yet? Do I need to put more ointment on it? You just got to stop touching it. you gotta stop touching it. Because guess what? A scab is never gonna grow over it, and you're never gonna have that new layer of skin if you keep touching it. I don't have to say what's in between because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you gotta start touching it. I don't have to say what's in between because y'all understand what I'm trying to say here. In order for you to heal a wound, you gotta start touching it.
Big heart. Right. But at the end of the day, I do understand that I can't continue to keep being a fool and letting people take me for granted and make a fool of me. One lesson I have learned in my, years of living is that no matter what you do, for some people, it will just never be enough. And you just have to be able to see that and be like, okay, cool, I'm done. I have...
Pick up your car, put a hand in your heart, say whatever you feel, be wherever you are. We ain't angry yet, you love. You're the greatest thing we even lost.
The healing process is like, I thought I got over it, and it's been a year, and something triggered me, and now I'm in my car crying. The healing process is I'm still screaming and angry about something that happened a long time ago that I thought that I had gotten through. A lot of people don't choose not to heal because of how hard it is. Healing is, right? It's like an emotional battle between you and yourself. Every day you have to choose you. So it's a very real experience, and people say go heal like it's easy, like it's quick. It's not. It's a long, hard process, but when you do it, baby, I swear to God, you crying. So I'm telling you, when you do it, that glow up, right? Because what happens when we do heal is, yes, it still hurts a little, but we look at our journey and everything that we've been through, and that same cut, that same wound will not hurt again. You cannot hurt me from something that I have healed from, okay? But in the same token, we cannot heal if we keep on touching the stove.
When I tell you this was me, and I'm gonna give you some advice that pissed me clean off. Probably gonna piss you off, but you need to hear it. Before you go look at a budget, before you go look at getting a second job, before you go look and try and find a better job, whatever it might be, you need to heal your spiritual and mental relationship with money. Somewhere down the line during your childhood, part of your adulthood, your relationship with money was tainted, probably because you were a child trying to navigate adult situations, dealing with child finances, handling adult financial issues. You've always had to be there for yourself financially, and your relationship with money is just completely severed. And the issue that happens when you don't heal that is no matter what type of abundance comes into your life, no matter what type of extra money comes into your life, you will always mishandle it because you haven't done the work to change how you view it. And I know that it's so small and it does not help your situation currently, but I'm telling you it's going to help your situation down the line. Change your relationship, heal your relationship. I can recommend some audiobooks, some books that I read to get me through it, some scriptures that I read to get me through it, but you have to heal that because the mental and spiritual block is the biggest block that you can have when it comes to money. Because there's money out here. It's money on the way to you, but you might just be blocking it because you don't believe that you can actually have it.
Okay, so since I keep changing lives, I'm going to change everyone's life on here, okay? And so here, go to the store, get 2 avocados, cut the avocado pits up. Do not peel them, don't soak them, don't do shit. Just get the avocado off of it, cut it up. Get 91% alcohol in a spray bottle. Let that shit soak overnight. Put the avocado pits in the alcohol. Let it sit overnight and spray any pain. Any pain. I don't care. Joint pain, neck pain, muscle pain, spasms. I don't give a fuck what it is. Any pain. Spray it on there and thank me later. When I say everybody has been tripping balls about this concoction, oh my God, Chelsea, what did you... This man on here told me about it. So now I'm telling everyone else because I had a crick in my neck and it's gone literally in minutes. Not even seconds. Thank me later. You're welcome.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right. I know life has been heavy on your mind lately, but you're gonna be all right. Control what you can and forget what you can't. Because you don't want to miss today. You don't want to miss today, worry about tomorrow. And if God didn't take your hands off you, then don't take your eyes off him. Don't take your eyes off him. Because he's the only one who can give you better days. He's the only one who can give you better days. So don't settle for what it is. Have faith in what it will be. Have faith in what it will be. Greatness is upon you.
Self-love is realizing you're not good for me anymore. And I know that I love you more than you're able to give me the proper love. But I have to remove myself because I love myself too much to let you abuse my love. And when you really come to that level of awareness, you'll choose how you deal with people different. Because not everybody is deserving of the love that you're willing to give, especially if they're not literally capable and ready to give that type of love back. Does that mean that you stop loving them? It just means that you're more decisive and have better discernment as to how you allocate your love.
While the healed version of you may be the better version of you, a lot of people ain't gonna see it that way. Sometimes the healed version of you is other people's worst nightmare. A lot of people think the healed version of you is supposed to be all roses and sunshine and peaceful, and it's really not. It can be, but a lot of times it's not. Because sometimes the healed version of you looks like cussing people the fuck out. It looks like telling people to kiss your ass the first time they have you fucked up and leaving them exactly where they had you fucked up. It looks like telling people to go to hell. It looks like cutting people off with no explanation, because honestly, what's understood don't need to be explained. People be knowing exactly what the fuck they be doing. And a lot of times they just used to you not standing up for yourself and just putting up with the bullshit. And they're used to you confronting them because they know they're going to manipulate you into sticking around anyways. But when you become healed, you realize there's no point in explaining shit or trying to get anyone to understand shit, because if they don't understand what it is that they're doing that you don't like, they need to do some healing of their own, and that's not your problem. So at any point in your healing journey, you start thinking that, oh, maybe I'm just doing too much. No, you're not. You're doing exactly what the fuck you need to be doing, because the healed version of you isn't always going to be nice, and that's okay too.
Don't fuck with nobody that's peaceful. Right. I'm for real. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because it means so much to them. You know, being able to get in a position where nothing bothers you, unbothered. You know what I mean? Like, you know, shout out to my fans again for dubbing me Mr. Unbothered. But, you know, to arrive to that state when I know it was certain people that were purposefully and intentionally trying to push me over the edge, you know, it just gave me another power and another, you know, realization about myself. And the world needs to understand the importance of emotional intelligence. You'll actually make a lot of you'll make better decisions if you have emotional intelligence. And then, you know, I think about those people that are trying to inflict and impose on my peace and where I'm at. And, you know, it's frustrating because it's easy to want to do something back. I don't think that I am always viewed in that way, but I do also realize that sometimes you're the villain in other people's stories. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, okay, you need to feel better about yourself. So now I'm a bad person. You know what I mean?
You must break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. You must break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. You must break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow. You must break the pattern today, or the loop will repeat tomorrow.
This is a place where I don't feel alone. This is a place where I feel at home.
Being in isolation with myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get, a lot of people are afraid to sit with themselves. A lot of people like to call it like shadow work, because a lot of us have the tendency to like project onto other people, or we'll experience something and want to point the finger and play victim and all that stuff. And it really took me stepping outside of that and going back to shit fucking childhood. You know what I'm saying? Getting to the root of, why do I feel this way about this? Why is this really bothering me anyways? You know what I'm saying? And just really just getting to the root of everything. You know, we have our triggers. You got to get to the root of them, because it's really not the person that's triggering you. It's some shit that's deep down in. Yeah.
So what did y'all think? Have you been through something that's changed you, and how did you heal from it? I'm currently going through the healing stage of a relationship ending, and so I've really been trying to take time to continue to love myself and continue to treat myself. I really hadn't been treating myself. I had been on grind mode and on hustle mode, and I still am, but you gotta learn how to treat yourself. So there has been some advice that I have taken from some of these videos in the compilation, but you know, go see a concert. I was in Keisha Cole's concert, you know, wailing, me and my sisters, you know what I'm saying, and it was really healing and very therapeutic. But I encourage you to find something that's very healing and therapeutic, whether it be yoga, taking a walk, getting ice cream, exercising, going to museums, spending time with family and friends. You have to make sure that you keep yourself busy so that you don't have too much time to think about anybody in your past. They're in your past for a reason, sis, okay? But again, thank you guys for tuning in to another bomb video. Was there any part of the video or any clip that resonated with you? Feel free to comment in the comments below. Yeah, it's time to heal, sis.